Hello everyone and welcome to... This game needs more than a traditional intro. In fact, we need a little bit more context. This is a game that has a legacy. This is a game that all began back in 2006. So before we go further, let's see how it all began. Before we can even talk about Final Fantasy 15, we of course have to talk about Final Fantasy Versus 13. This is where everything began. An original game, an original concept that is forever linked to the discussion of Final Fantasy 15. This Tetsuya Nomura directed game was meant to be a spin-off. It was going to be a part of what is known as the Fabula Nova Crystallis, a bunch of games with 13 in their title. We're all going to have shared lore and concepts. There was going to be Agito 13, Versus 13, and of course the mainline title, Final Fantasy 13. Versus 13 was in a unique situation. It was going to be a game on the same level as a mainline title. It was going to have a more action focus, and it was the team that brought you Kingdom Hearts 2, bringing you the big next-gen, darker Final Fantasy title, and everything about it looked absolutely incredible. Despite the grand and bombastic trailers we've gotten for Versus 13, it didn't seem to be the highest priority by Square Enix as a company. It's no shock to anyone that Square, all the way back last gen, didn't do the best job when it came to their games. They ran into a lot of issues. Whether it was problems with their various proprietary engines, whether it was Final Fantasy XIV being a complete failure at launch, leading to them remaking the game entirely with a brand new director, and Versus 13 was no exception, though I feel like a lot of its issues came from the fact that it wasn't given the same chances as a lot of their other games. They weren't given the staff needed and the time, because in the end it wasn't of the highest priority. This led many fans like myself to live and die by these trailers, these exciting gameplay snippets that look very weird. Like, why does the HUD have them like moving like that? This is supposed to be a documentary style thing, I'm sorry. Basically, all we had were these trailers. Ways to get excited about the game, and man, does this just look so cool. Can you imagine something like this coming out for the PS3? But it wasn't meant to be. Eventually the game began going dark. There were reports from games media sites saying that the game was being quietly canceled. And all eyes were on a certain press conference at E3 2013, and they were met with something truly special.
奴らの目的は何なんだ。
やはりクリスタルだと思う。ニフルハイムはこれまでにもソルハイム、テネブラエ、アコルドのクリスタルを手に入れようと戦争を起こしてる。
親父、逃げてるらしいぞ。
ああ、合流を急ごう。
気ぃつけろよ。奴ら本気で殺しに来てるみたいだぞ。こうなっては戦闘は避けられんか。
もともと避ける気なんてなかったけどな。
ノクト、どこまで行け。
ノクト、暴れると敵を引きつけてしまうぞ。
大丈夫だ、強いからな。
目的はクリスタルか。言わずともお分かりのはずだ。この世界に残された最後のクリスタル。
奴らはクリスタルを運び出すつもりだろう。その前に何としても
クリスタルを取り戻す。
ルシスの制圧を完了させ、それと王子を、レギスの息子を見つけたら始末しろ。知りたいのか。
まあ、
重いぞ。
これが対をなす幻想。
いや、世界は常に変化する。15番目だ。
This, I would say, is the most divisive time for the game pre-release, when Final Fantasy XV was in full-on development, and the skeleton that was Versus 13 slowly went out of focus. Tetsuya Nomura, the main director of the game, left the project to work on other big games at Square, and Hajime Tabata became the new director. The game felt like it had more of a Western focus. The action elements became a bit more casual-oriented, a little bit more accessible, and the overall open-world road trip focus was definitely interesting. I feel there's a lot of people who either are into what Tabata did with the game or pine for what we could have gotten with Versus 13. For me personally, I would have preferred Versus 13 and Nomura's approach, but I can't say I wasn't captivated by Tabata and his team with their take on the game. So for most of this video so far, I have talked about the most important part, I feel, when it comes to introducing Final Fantasy XV, the development. How it existed once as a darker, edgier style game by Tetsuya Nomura, and then became a brighter, more mainstream, more Western-oriented title with Final Fantasy XV. But what is the game we got, and how is that? Well, in 2016 in November, we finally got to play the game and experience what Tabata's vision for the game was, and it was good. I think it was good, but there's a lot of problems with it when it came out. A lot of things were unrefined, and a lot of the story toward the end was either glazed over, brushed aside, or felt incomplete in a lot of areas. It had a very emotional core, and I still feel like the first experience was still pretty good for the game, but when you're removed from it, the cracks started to show. However, Square and Tabata's team did not abandon this game. DLC was released as well as free updates, and the game continued to improve alongside quality of life updates. The version of Final Fantasy XV that exists now, despite some of its DLC being cancelled, I feel is a great game and one of my favorites of this generation. And that's what this project, of which the first episode you're watching right now is for. Just like with Kingdom Hearts, I'll be showing you every little bit of Final Fantasy XV, giving you a definitive experience, both including its DLC when appropriate, and playing the game in its final form, in its fully updated form. So, that's it. That's your context. Welcome to Final Fantasy XV.
The decreed hour is come. Set forth with my blessing, Prince Noctis.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Take your leave, and go in the grace of the gods.
Right.
Well, princes will be princes.
So much for royal protocol. Not like you had to deliver a formal address.
Your Highness!
What now?
I fear I have left too much unsaid. You place a great burden on those who would bear with you.
You're one to talk.
I ask not that you guide my wayward son, merely that you remain at his side.
Indeed, Your Grace. We'll see the Prince to Alticia if it's the last thing we see.
Yeah, what he said.
Hate to break this up, but Kor's got the motor running. Drados, he's in your hands.
And another thing. Do mind your manners around your charming bride-to-be.
Your Majesty as well. Try to mind yours around our esteemed guests from Niflheim.
You have no cause for concern.
Nor do you.
Take heed. Once you set forth, you cannot turn back.
You think I would?
I need only know that you are ready to leave home behind.
Don't know about you, but I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Take care on the long road. Wheresoever you should go, the line of Lucis goes with you. Walk tall, my son.
I think we can forget about hitching our way there. Thought people were friendly outside the city.
Yeah, you can only go so far on the kindness of strangers.
You're just gonna have to push her all the way.
I've already pushed myself to the brink of death.
Get up. Come on, car isn't gonna move itself.
Sheesh. I thought the car was supposed to move us.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Can it? Ready, steady. Push!
It's so heavy.
Unbelievable.
Not exactly a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let ourselves get carried away.
Look, these things happen.
Let's just hope this isn't some omen.
Gladio, do me a favor.
What?
Push this thing by yourself.
All by myself?
You won't even notice if we just let go.
Prompto, don't even think about it.
Save some breath for pushing.
Ignis, come on, time to switch.
Nuh-uh, we just switched back there.
And it's my turn, Noct.
His turn.
My hands are killing me.
You rather I kill you with mine?
Easy there, tough guy.
Any luck?
Only a busy signal.
Hold the phone. Is it just me? Or was it supposed to be way closer?
I assure you, the map is correct.
The map said Hammerhead was right there.
Literally next door.
Looks that way. On a map of the world.
If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble,
The world's a big old place.
Filled with wonders.
Tell that to my legs.
I won't cry.
You guys even pushing?
I won't cry.
Hard as I can.
With everything I've got,
Shed a tear
we'll be there in no time.
just as long as you stay.
Hey there, y'all kept a girl waiting. Now, which one's the prince? Aha! Hello, Your Highness. Congrats on your wedding.
Not hitched just yet.
Lady Lunafreya's groom-to-be, here in Hammerhead.
Apologies for taking so long.
You best save your apologies for Pawpaw.
Well, that makes you.
Cindy. Sid's grease monkey granddaughter.
Roll her in while I'm still young. Didn't your daddy tell you? She's a custom classic, not some beat-up old clunker. Prince Noctis.
Yeah.
Prince. Like they took your old man and kicked the dignity out of him.
What?
You got a long way to go, son. And that slackjaw's getting you nowhere fast. She's gonna take a while. Y'all get her in and run along.
Y'all heard him. Let's get moving. Right this way.
Now we play the waiting game.
Never liked that game.
Never any good at it either.
Y'all ain't never been out this way before, have you? Go on, have a look around. This'll make sure y'all don't get lost.
Well, might as well make good use of the extra time.
Well, this is FF15. We are in control.
Whoa! They got Ebony out here. Oh, Ignis is gonna flip. Wait, what's a gill?
That's Prompto. He does not know what money is. So, we should have a few different things with our character. Here we go. Now they're gonna flood me with stuff because this is one of those games that has gotten plenty of updates along the way, which means there's a bunch of stuff to check out. So we got our obvious world map that we were given. The game has like 3 main areas to its open world. It's got Lead, it's got Duskai, and then it's got Clane. We're in, of course, Lead, the first desert-like area. We came in from Insomnia, traveled all the way here. The car unfortunately broke down, the Regalia, it's called. And the general concept of what we're doing now is we have to go to a wedding. We are getting married to Lunafreya, Nox Florette, a childhood friend and also the Oracle, and I guess the figurehead of the nation of Tenebrae, that is a nation under the control of the Niflheim Empire. Us getting married would essentially start to mend relationships, or so that's what we're told so far. I'll be trying to layer in as much of the plot that you get a lot of it from Kingsglaive as best I can. I would try and make a video talking about Kingsglaive using footage, but I imagine I imagine I'll get like a strike or something if I show footage of that. I'd rather not try to fight any of that. So, you can gear up your characters. For Noctis, you have a total of 4 weapons that you can use and cycle through. You have his tried and true engine blade, but you also have a couple of other weapons. And you can also compare, and by that I mean see like models of them. Like we have the Blaze Fire Saber, which is Lightning's weapon from FF13. We have Ragnarok, which is a cool sword, but incredibly powerful, so we won't be using that for now. And the engine blade is the tried and true. This is the weapon we saw Noctis use in that first Versus 13 trailer. On top of that, we have stuff like the Masamune, and then a normal 2-handed sword, which looks pretty good. And then we got stuff like the Gaybolg from, I guess that's the Final Fantasy XIV one. Or it might be the one from 4. I think it's specifically referencing 14, though. I mean, that is your relic weapon in that game for 2.0. And that's all the weapons we have for now. We can save this other slot for something special later. We can also equip accessories, like the Ring of Resistance, which is it's pretty good. It renders the entire party impervious to magic-friendly fire, something we'll find out soon. The Nixperience Band, which stops experience points from being tallied, which is pretty good if you want to prevent everyone from leveling up. I believe I would put this on if I want to avoid cashing in my EXP so I can make use of the hotels in the game, which is something this game has where you'll rack up experience and then you cash it out to level up when you rest, which can be interesting. For now, we're going to go ahead and equip the Stamina Badge so that we can run without limits. And I don't think I will adjust anyone's stuff yet because I don't want to rip and tear through the enemies just yet. Let's go check out the tipster real quick.
Oh, I mean, well,
oh God.
I can tell you all about the area. Things I can tell you.
So talking to these guys are important. They give you information on pretty much everything in the immediate area, parking spots we can go to, gathering points, all that good stuff. You can also eat.
Bet you young'uns got an appetite.
And what they did was they actually spent a lot of time recreating dishes for this game, so all the food looks really nice and detailed. The realistic take on, I think, what Vanillaware does, where they have gorgeously drawn food. Here it looks pretty real. And then, of course, we have hunts. Restaurant proprietors will tip you off to hunts that award gil and other prizes. Slay the targets and report back to claim your bounty. Complete hunts to earn stars to increase your hunter rank. More challenging hunts will become available at higher ranks.
Want to help out with some varmints?
So we can't take this one because it is tied to rank 2, but we can take these 3. First one being Howling Wind of Hunger. And you can abort them at any time. One thing that is different with this game than it was from launch is that you could only take one of these at a time. This was ridiculous because you also have to come back to turn them in, so it just led to a lot of busy work. But thankfully, now that we're playing the final version of FF15, unless they do something crazy and like go like PS5, we got to put in more stuff. Please don't. they, you know, we are free to rack these things up and
make sure y'all go prepared.
So, I don't have anything scripted in this Let's Play aside from that beginning part, that beginning 10 minutes.
Expended the last of our funds on the repairs. I suggest we confer with Cindy.
Broken down and flat broke.
Adding insult to injury.
Old man's in for both after charging us that much.
Yeah, let's pay him a visit.
So we're pretty much out of cash. And what I wanted to mention is that none of this is scripted. It's got a bit more of a structure to it because I've played the game before and I'll be able to explain how a lot of stuff works in the game. But it's just going to be naturally me doing a fresh playthrough of the game. And even the beginning part there wasn't scripted. It was more me talking and knowing the general idea. And then trying to make a decent enough video intro. I could have gone a lot deeper into it, but I did not. Which is probably my bad, but you know. Alright, let's see what's going on with the regalia.
She ain't gonna be ready for a while. Y'all need something?
Let's see. Yo, can I get a loan?
Hate to ask, but could we borrow some cash?
Oh, now I get it. This must be what Papa meant when he said he was gonna teach them boys a lesson. Told me he ought to have y'all take care of some ornery varmints that have been causing a ruckus around here. I'd be happy to pay y'all for your services if you're up to the challenge. How about it?
All according to Sid's plan. I say we play along and teach him not to underestimate us.
Spend ability points, AP, to power up Noctis and its friends. Acquire new abilities on the Astral Sphere from the Ascension menu. So, now that we have access to our first quest, let's talk a little bit about how you spec your characters, how you make everybody more powerful, get new skills. It's through the Ascension grid. There are 8 of these, I can see. They are in different categories, giving you different abilities, bonuses, that kind of thing. One of the most important ones you want to get early on is Exploration, in which you get more AP by doing certain things, like, get this, so you get more AP for long car trips, or more AP for making camp, and stuff like that. It's a good way to reward you for doing stuff, and it'll allow you to get more AP at a faster rate. One thing we're definitely going to have to work on is, I believe it's teamwork. That has one of the ones that I'm looking for here, though it might be one of the other ones. There's a lot. There is in fact an extreme amount of things that you can unlock in this game. Techniques, specifically, there are change to Gladiolus, change to Ignis, and change to Prompto skills that you can pick up, which are pretty good. They allow you to play as those characters, since they made DLC campaigns for each of your other party members. They made it so that you can actively switch to them in the main game, which is going to make things a lot better in terms of like variety. So I'll be doing that later. I'm not going to invest in any skills yet because we don't have much AP anyway. And with all that said and done, I think we're about ready to go. Anyway, this is Hammerhead, a pit stop situated in the easternmost reaches of the Lucian continent, owned and operated by Crown City-born mechanic Sid Sophiar and his grease monkey granddaughter, Cindy Oram. Unlike most service stations that cater only to customers of the automotive variety, Hammerhead offers food and trinkets for their drivers as well. Coupled with Sid and Cindy's frank but friendly conversational style, the outpost serves as an oasis that soothes the souls of roadsters weary of the leaden plains. First-time visitors beware. If you wish to remain on Sid's good side, refrain from asking about the origin of the garage's name. New regional information has been added. Alright, that's neat. I always forget to read those things, but I thought, why not? Once we leave Hammerhead, though,
we're out of here.
We're free. We can actively switch our weapons with the D-pad. And let's see if we can eliminate those pests we were told about. Here they are. Our first targets. You can lock on with R1, but you can force a harder lock on, so the camera focuses the whole time, by hitting R3 as you're holding R1. Which is weird, I don't like it, but hey, whatever gets it to be a solid lock.
Looks like we found our first targets.
Conjure weapons to attack. This game has you hold the attack button to blitz the enemy with attacks, and swap weapons with the D-pad.
Got all those arms at your disposal? Use them. The Prince of Pain.
You can also warp strike by teleporting toward the enemy. It's a cool anime style attack. It looked cool for trailers, so it's a main gameplay mechanic.
You're on fire today.
What can I say?
Excellent work. On we go.
And just like that, we're all done. Combat in general is pretty cheesecake. It gives you rewards based on like how you perform. They want you to be a little bit more stylish. There is countering in the game, which is also pretty cool. And that's about it. One thing is when you warp strike toward an enemy, the farther away you are, the better. Because when you land, it's like you traveled a far distance and you slam into the enemy, which increases like your damage multiplier, which is pretty good. Also, heavy weapons really good at just shattering through your enemy's defenses, which is also equally satisfying.
What happened here?
The telegraph pole's been split in two. And not just this one either.
The hell do you think did this?
Hard to say. Natural disaster, perhaps?
You sure? The hammerhead doesn't have a scratch on it.
Maybe a huge monster came and knocked him down.
It better not be the varmint Cindy was talking about.
Thankfully, we have a ring on so we can continue to run here without ever having to slow down. Because there is, in fact, a stamina system. Why is it here? I don't know. Realism, I guess? You can cheese it by clicking in the left stick, which is sprint, at the right time to, like, reset it. So I don't even know why it's here, but whatever.
Let's do this.
We're bypassing it.
Eyes forward.
Didn't mean to do that.
Press square to roll dodge to definitely evade attacks, or hold it to defend. Defend is our goal.
Haven't you ever heard? The best offense.
And then you can parry to riposte,
Same page.
Brilliant.
and then get trophies. Look at that, I am so successful.
Done in a minute.
Time to spare.
All right, let's wait for the opening we have to block.
All in together now.
How about this?
Occasionally, these interactions will give you combos, which are link strikes with your party members, which are really stylish. I love stuff like that.
No fear. Prompto's here.
Extraordinary, Gladio.
What did you expect?
Ignis. Don't be late.
All right. We'll be done in no time.
You're also given challenges to complete during certain battles, like, do this an X number of times. If you complete them, you get more AP. I'm pretty sure I failed that one. I forget. I was half paying attention, because, you know,
Then we head for Golden Key.
have to focus on the video and my progress.
Loverboy's hitched.
Wait for car repairs, then wedding bells in the air. Got it.
So warping can naturally be done with the triangle button, but it costs MP, and when you're out of MP, you need to recover. You're in a bit of a stasis, which can be unfortunate, but it'll slowly start to come back. Or if you like rest on certain rocks or rest behind things, it will come back faster. This is a way to keep you from abusing the warp strike. Speaking of abusing it, let's just abuse it. Which now they're teaching me exactly how to do that.
Hey, Noct! Warp strike to catch him off guard.
Success! Now this combat also rewards directional input, so depending on what angle I'm aiming the weapon with the control stick, will give me different stuff. Let me hold back. So if we hold back with it, launch it like that. If you go side to side, it's a little bit different. Plenty of times to show it off later and not do it like a chode, but you know, whatever.
Hello?
Hey, it's Cindy. How goes the hunting?
Actually, we just finished.
That's great, because I got one more hunt for y'all. Only this time, it's for a person. Fella named Dave went off, and we ain't heard from him since. Reckon he staked out a spot in an old shack nearby.
Old shack? Oh, got it. We'll take a look.
So, what did Cindy say?
Needs us to find some Dave guy.
He went missing?
Not missing. Said he's holed up in that shack.
Alright, let's investigate this shed. I like the aspect of exploration in the open world for this game. I think they did a really good job with it. It's one of the parts I enjoy the most, of just the calming, enjoyable ambient music and just kind of traveling around. And then it gets real action-packed when a scorpion comes behind you and tries to poison you to death. What's all this?
What's this?
Mutant dual horn sighting, codenamed Bloodhorn. Characteristics: red tusks, extremely violent, outstanding bounty on saber tusks in the area.
Knocked! Get out of here! You okay?
I've never seen a bullet do that many sparks on just like a monster, just in general. Let's see if we can go ahead and get out of here. I refuse to be trapped in there with these things. You guys deal with it. I'm just gonna hide over here. Look at it. See, this is why I can count on my friends. I don't even have to do anything. You know what? You know what? Gladio, go do something in here.
That's crossing the line. Sorry.
I can always count on you guys.
Good to go.
I didn't even have to do anything.
Hey, what about the shack over there?
Over there? Oh, your eyes are better than mine. And also, like, alien eyes, because I think you were inside the building while you pointed it out. Yoink? What do we got here? Pepper.
Oh, I almost had the damn thing. There's plenty of other prey out there. But only one bird that big. Imagine the kill I could make. Hell of a lot more than I make hunting small fry.
Yeah, they got a lot of hunters out here. Dave also being one of them. Apparently was trying to fight a bloodhorn of some description. And probably got eaten or something. Alright, here's that other shed.
Not yet.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's pinned down.
Huh. What are we looking at?
Friends propose strategies to gain an advantage in combat. Follow their strats, gain more AP. Blue markers indicate points you can warp to instantaneously. Locate the blue marker and just hit the triangle button.
This creature is known as a saber tusk. It skewers prey with its tusks, extracting game from the safety and comfort of burrows.
That's a bit heartless.
Yeah, don't think we'll be befriending him.
Alright, we're just hanging around, don't worry about it. We're up here. Let's get our warp in. Didn't stand a chance.
You're on fire today.
Oh, hitting it with a heavy weapon is so satisfying in this game.
Don't do anything I will.
You rang?
Alright, can I get some help, Prompto? Whew, you're a good shot.
Nice one, Prompto. Knocked rules.
No big deal.
Oh yeah.
Hey, who's out there? Well, and look who's in here. The man of the hour. Dave, right? Been looking for you.
Didn't mean to cause y'all any trouble. I've been stuck here on account of my sprained ankle. Yeah, something funny about them varmints. I gave them hell, but couldn't finish the job. Still one mean mutt about. Well, y'all don't look much like hunters, but what do you say? Put that puppy to rest for me?
Do it for a price.
Sure. We'll do it. Well, for the right price.
Well, y'all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you where I last saw him.
Phew. For a second, I thought you were gonna forget to ask for cash.
The Mutant Marauder. A new target. Hold on. Hello!
It would be wise to rest up before we set out.
A formidable foe awaits. Prepare for this encounter by resting at the nearby haven. Ignis will cook a status-boosting meal for the party. You probably know best.
In that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
The hunters are really out in full force around here, huh?
So they're the new Crown's Guard or something?
Similar, though technically a civilian outfit.
They've definitely seen a lot more action than we have.
Is it cool that we rock Crown's Guard outfits?
Be worse not to. They made them especially for us.
Even got a sweet insignia on them.
In the Crown's Guard, your attire identifies you, so wear it with pride.
So I do like that they're all black. But it's a special kind of black. It's like how in Versus 13, originally, all of their outfits were supposed to be denoting them to have like a Yakuza look. But then they changed that out a little bit. All of the outfits here specifically are designed by, I believe it's called Rowan, who is a fashion brand in Japan that they signed with, because Square would totally do that. It was more of a Nomura thing, but whatever. Guess it's time to camp.
Let's call it a day.
All right. I'm gonna pitch the tent.
Ah, boy, do I love camping and going to sleep at 2 in the afternoon. Know what I also love? Coleman Camping Equipment, a official sponsor of Final Fantasy 15. There's a lot of sponsors. You got to recoup costs some way. It's a fantasy based on reality, you know. Ignis uses ingredients to prepare meals. Acquire new recipes to expand Ignis's cookbook, and the variety of bonuses available. Got stuff like sprinting without spending stamina just by eating the pizza. You could increase your attack by various amounts. So many different options. I think for now we're gonna eat this thing called the Croque Madame, which is meat with egg on it. This is very good. We probably could have used maybe a plate that didn't need 2 other compartments. Kind of a waste, but whatever. And we get to cash in our experience now that we got between the start of the game and now. There we go. We're now level 3, better stats. We got a bunch of AP. No worse for wear. And then everyone has their own like specific skill that they're like really good at. It's basically their hobby. Gladio likes survival, which means you gotta run around a lot. Noctis is fishing because he's the king of fishing. Ignis cooks because he's the mom. And Prompto takes pictures because, I don't know, he's stupid. Anyway, Prompto documents the journey in photographs. So you can review your photos and save the ones you like. Like, no.
Well taken.
Alright, that one's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, save that.
Perfect timing.
That looks kind of raw.
Nailed it. Why can't I warp too?
We'll have a lot of action shots, but if this game is nice to me, this Let's Play will be filled with photos that just look stupid and probably broken. We'll see.
Like a father to her.
Ever since they got back, Sid's been the only one looking after her.
Rather more than a middling mechanic can handle.
All things considered, I'd say she turned out okay.
Well, like any girl, you just need to treat her right.
Treat her wrong and Sid'll stuff his wrench where the sun don't shine.
Take care of the car, and it will take care of us.
Yeah, the car.
Alright. Well, now we got to get ready to go. But I think what we will do before we get ready to wrap up is check out these deposits of magic. You can go up to these special rocks and get a little bit of elemental energy. There's fire, ice, and lightning magic for your main magical types in the game. You can head over these things, extract them, and then create your own spells. It's not nearly as interesting as you would think of like, oh man, I'm gonna make like steam because I combine ice and fire. Nah, you can make some things like, oh man, the fire does fire explosions 4 times, or fire lightning. Which in itself, the magic in this game looks really cool. And you can also do some stuff with it to give it a bit of an extra oomph in general. Let's see if we can head back up to camp here and make a magic spell. So you head to Elemency, and you can make some stuff. For example, I could take the blizzard stuff here, and then add lightning to it, and the potency is going up higher and higher. Potency is basically your damage, and whatever you put the most in will change like the property of it. So as it stands right now, this is just a blizzard, but if we combine everything, it'll be unicast, which blasts a random amount. So what we'll do is we'll just do all ice, and you can use random materials you pick up to change how it works. So a beetle shell will turn this blizzard into quad cast. This scorpion barb makes it venom cast, so it does poison damage as well. Or stop cast with this fossil wood. So what we'll do is we'll pick quad cast with the beetle shell, then scroll down to craft, and we've made ourselves a blizzard spell. We will store it away though, because we don't need that just yet. You go into your gear to equip your magic. They're basically Pokeballs, or like, consumable magic you just throw out. And we'll use the 3 fires that we were given by Dave. Just like that, we are more than prepared for the battles that lay in front of us. And by in front of us, I mean, like, north. Anyway, that's going to do it for this first episode. Very structured. But as we go, we'll have a little bit more fun. I imagine we'll start getting some of those hunts done in the next episode as soon as we take care of the mutant marauder. This was a longer episode. I wanted this to kind of establish and get a lot of the intro stuff out of the way. I hope you enjoy this series. It's one I've been wanting to do for a very long time now, ever since Royal Edition, basically. And I hope you'll join me on this journey. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Final Fantasy XV. I'll see you next time for more.